co-host today, the Insight Capital team led by myself, and um, our able, my able partners, Mr. Leslie Alsam, who is our director of operations, and Mr. Tani Tolufari, who is our director of acquisitions. And then we have all the team members from Excite Capital also on board. Kayla, Miles, Macy, Manny, and we are here to answer your questions, to address any concerns you may have, and to be your partner as you continue to learn about multifamily investing, and as you decide what type of investing is most interesting to you. So without wasting any further time, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get started. So today we are going to do a little bit of introduction into multifamily 101, which is the course that Excite Capital is introducing to the world. And we hope that you, as part of our community or a new member of our community, would engage with this platform and truly start to learn and grow alongside us. Really, what inspired this was the fact that when we started this company, we thought, listen, like, there's got to be a way to bring the gospel of multifamily to our community of healthcare professionals and of underrepresented minorities, from different professional backgrounds. And we were like, we need to go out and spread this word, because we discovered multifamily as a great way to continue to create significant wealth and to create legacy wealth for us and our families. And so we were like, we're not just gonna keep this information. We're not going to just continue to do this by ourselves. We're going to share with as many people as are interested in learning about it. And the result of that decision is what Excite Capital is today. Because we made that decision, we essentially are now, we have $168 million in assets, portfolio size, 838 units that we've bought so far. We've done full cycle on a deal, meaning we've bought a deal, we've sold a deal. That same deal translated to almost 30% average annual returns for the investors in that particular deal, and a 1.5x equity multiple for them. And that's just the beginning. Now we continuing to educate, we continuing to interact with our community of investors, and we collaborating with other folks who are interested in actively investing. And even for those that have never done it before, we giving folks the opportunity, creating a platform that someone who's never bought an apartment complex can come and join us on the general partnership side of what we do and start to learn, so that soon enough they can either go and start doing it themselves or continue to partner with us if that's a preferred method. But throughout all of this, one of the things that people kept asking us was, is there just one place? One of the most common questions we get, is there one place where we could just go and just dive into this information at my own pace, so that I don't have, we've given almost everything. A lot of the things that we share in this, it's all over our platform. You go to our YouTube, you go to our website, you go to our podcast, that we have, or all the different podcasts that we've been on. If you're able to consume all of those information, we've shared a good portion of all of those things in all those places. But now we've organized it for you. We've put it in bite-sized, nice format where you could just engage with it. You can learn from it. You can ask questions. You can have those questions answered on the platform, and you could literally do it at your own pace. So that is the motivation for this. And my hope is that as we move forward as we get more feedback from you, our community of investors and our community of partners, that we will continue to add on to this course and continue to make it better over time. And for those that do engage with it, that decides to jump on, you'll continue to have access to those add-ons moving forward. So it's a lifetime you know commitment and engagement when you buy this course. So today we consider this a workshop, and this is going to be a shorter meetup for us because we are actually at a conference right now, an exclusive conference that we were invited to. And we are doing a lot of meeting a lot of people, and actually some partners that are going to be helping folks that decide to engage with us with the platform, that the educational platform that we created. Like we meeting brokers, we meeting other folks that selling deals, we meeting CPAs, we meeting all the not just the loan brokers, but the mortgage brokers. I mean, not just the mortgage brokers, but the the deal brokers, the debt brokers, the folks that are going to help you to get debt on those deals after you've gotten the deal from the mortgage broker, from the folks that actually transact the deals. So all of those people that are in our ecosystem that helps us to facilitate the real estate deals, we are identifying those ideal partners that are going to be able to help out those people in our community that don't even know where to start from if they are interested in actively pursuing this. But for those that also just want to do it passively, with this course, we are open to equip you with the ability to be able to explore a deal. When you receive it, you should be able to essentially go through different parts of it and make a decision for yourself if this is an ideal deal for your portfolio, if this is a deal that works for you and your family. So that is one of the goals of this workshop today. So we'll do a little introduction to multifamily. We want to explore active versus passive, just briefly, and then we could leave it up to questions so that people can ask whatever questions they have about it. And then at the end, my hope is that you will go ahead and put your name down and pre-register for the multifamily 101 course, so that you can get some of the benefits that are only going to be available to the people on this call today. So multifamily real estate investing, I would hope that if you're part of this community, you know something about this. But just in case you're new to the Excite family, multifamily real estate investing, literally, just means, acquiring, residential properties with more than one units, But when we are talking about multifamily real estate investing at Excite Capital, we're actually talking about commercial multifamily, Commercial is 5+ units. At Excite Capital, we usually dealing with 100+ units or more. So, and when you start to buy deals at this scale, it provides a really unique opportunity to generate incomes and create long-term cash flow, and also benefit from the appreciation of the property over time. What are the benefits of multifamily investing? One is the fact that as a passive investor, you could literally invest in as many deals as you want, as far as you have the capital to. So that's one way to diversify, to just invest in different deals in different areas and things of that, and grow wealth that way. You can also think of diversification as, most people would just invest in the stock market. Most people would just invest through their 401k. But now you have an alternative asset that you can also invest in. That's a diversification play there. And stability, with all of this undulations that's happening with the stock market, with crypto, with all of this other class, some of this other asset classes that people are used to investing in, a multifamily real estate provides a relatively stable investment opportunity. This asset class, despite the fact of some of the usual undulations also, we're still seeing pretty good returns. So some really experienced investors would say that this is always a good time. It's always a good time to buy multifamily real estate. You just have to know which deal to go into in the different cycles of real estate. So stability that multifamily provides is almost second to none. Long-term capital appreciation, obviously, with multifamily investing, usually you want to have a long-term outlook. Most of our deals are like expected to last at least 5 years, maybe 7 years, maybe in some multifamily investing, sponsors actually have up to 10 years of outlook on it. So typically you want to have a combination. You have some that you plan to exit a little short in a little shorter time horizon, and then there are some that you plan to hold for a long time, maybe refinance them and continue to enjoy infinite cash flow. But in addition to the classic long-term appreciation of the property, you also can enjoy some cash flow, some passive cash flow, which is great. The other one is the tax benefits. You know, all of your all of your investments would give you some form of depreciation once we do the cost segregation in the cost segregation study. We can pass on some of those paper losses, some of the depreciation from your participation in the property ownership group of this. We could pass that on to you, and you could use that depreciation to now offset some of your passive income. If you are more of an active player and you're choosing, or you're married to someone who has achieved rep status, right? Now you could use that depreciation to offset even earned income, W-2 income, 1099 income, any other income that's coming in. And we are, a testament to what you can do with that, because we've all, as partners at Excite Capital, enjoyed the benefits, significant benefits of the tax benefits of investing in multifamily real estate. And a lot of our current investors have also enjoyed it to different extents, depending on if they are passive or active. So, I mean, if you decide at some point, every investor has to make a decision for themselves. Do I really want to, start actively investing, like, going and making day-to-day decisions, putting a team together and going and buying multifamily real estate by myself or in collaboration with others? Manage investors, do all those things that organizations like Excite Capital do? Or do I just want to put my money to work? I want to continue to do the things that I love as a busy professional. I want to continue to be a surgeon. I want to continue to be a CRNA. I want to continue to be a lawyer, a cybersecurity professional, an IT professional, whatever it is. I want to continue to do the things that I love, but I just want to make sure that as I'm trading my time for money, that also my money is working for us. That's the passive approach. The active approach just means that, yes, I want to really get into this. I want to start buying these deals. I want to start learning a little bit about what I need to be able to buy these deals. This course will give you enough information about both pathways so that you can decide what is best for you. With passive investments, you could maximize your earnings with minimal involvement, and the advantage of this is just that you can explore, just like I said earlier, you can explore diverse investment opportunities, invest with this deal, invest in this market, invest in another market, invest across you know, classes of properties, invest across places with different population growth, invest across markets. That's what you could do. And you can optimize your time and resource by leveraging on the operator's time and resource and their expertise. That is what you gain as a passive investor. And in return to putting your cash to work, you get the benefits of tax advantages. You get the benefits of, getting some great cash flow. You get the benefits of participating on the upside when the time is right, at the end of the business plan. But investing passively is not totally passive. There's a little bit of work that you need to do on the front end of things. You at least need to be able to understand what the investment memo is saying, the investment deck, the investor deck. You need to understand what all those words mean. You need to understand how to properly evaluate an investment. Once you learn how to do that, now you can evaluate a bunch of investment opportunities when it comes to multifamily, and then pick out which ones are appropriate for yourself. So one is market. You want to be able to know, okay, what kind of demographic data should I be looking for? What kind of population and rent growth projection does this deal present? What's the median household income of that market? What's the job diversity in that market? These are questions you should be asking. You need to be able to vet the sponsor or the operator, the active investor on this deal. You want to know, wait, do they have the experience required to manage a deal of this size? One, do they have, even if the main sponsor doesn't, do they have people on their team with the required experience to manage a deal of this size? Are these people of integrity? What are their core values? Do they match with mine? What is their motivation? Is this just a team that's going to buy any deal just so that they can make some acquisition fees or make some fees on it? Or are they more long-term minded? Are they going to always put their investors' needs above theirs? This is some of the questions you have to ask about the sponsors. And then you need to actually start to get some reference and ask from their current investors, what is your experience with them? Things of that nature. The other is risk tolerance. What is the risk tolerance of this person? Do they have such because you want to make sure that their risk tolerance matches yours. If they have a very high risk tolerance and just are willing to take massive risks all the time, and you have a relatively low risk tolerance, and you prefer someone who is a little more conservative in their approach, then maybe that particular sponsor isn't for you. And then there's the deal factor. You want to understand what the year, the class of the particular opportunity, the debt structure, and like what kind of debt they're planning to get on it. What are the growth projections? Things of that nature. You need to be able to understand what those things mean and what the implications of all these things mean. And then the intangibles. You got to understand how the macroeconomic condition of the country, of the world, can affect any deal that you're evaluating. You have to understand the deal structure, and understand, okay, how does this work? What is the split between the active investors versus the non-active investors or passive investors? How does that work, and what way do you see it on the cap stack? That's the capital stack, and things of that nature. And what are the benefits of this class of investors versus this other class of investors? You need to be able to understand those things. So, and you also need to at least have some idea of what the business plan is, and make sure that this is a business plan that is realistic, based on the projections. So this is some of the things that the Multifamily 101 is going to equip you with, that you would fully understand the lingo, you'll fully understand exactly how to start to engage and evaluate an investment appropriately. So this strategy that we're sharing in Multifamily 101 is the same that Excite Capital used when we were investing as individuals, and also when we started to invest as active investors. And thanks to our fantastic community of investors who are rabid fans of us, and we are so thankful to you guys, because without you, we wouldn't be here. We've been able to enjoy a steady growth in a very dynamic environment, because with what's happening with the interest rates, with the expanding cap rates and compressing cap rates, with the sellers being far away from where the buyers are, it's been a really interesting market. And many people are confused as to what to do next. But we at Excite Capital are very clear about our strategy. We've been very consistent with how we've approached it. And there's a reason why we've actually not closed the deal all year long, because we refuse to compromise on our metrics. We refuse to compromise just to bring any deal to the investors. Until the deal is absolutely right, we would rather sit it out and just continue to do the work. But that doesn't mean that we've not been doing the work. No, we still continue to underwrite a ton of deals. We still continue to get into best and finals. We still continue to do buyer's calls when for the right deal though. And if we're not able to get the right deal, we're not willing to overpay for a deal just to do the deal. We will wait until the right deal is there. That way we can continue on the same trajectory of significant growth that we've enjoyed, and that our investors and co-property owners have enjoyed with us. So, and we have an expert management team that is helping us in implementing this. This is just an example of an investor, and this is I pulled this from our website, where one of our fantastic investor, who's actually gone on every single one of our deals, it just essentially was given his testimonial about the power of passive income and how this has transformed at least his approach to investing. And for the active investors, or those interested in that, well, we did not forget you. We certainly, one of the goals of Excite Capital is to create as many Excite Capitals as possible, so that folks who also want to go out and do their deals can come learn on our platform and go do their deals. And guess what? Those same people who we hope, if they want to, can partner with us when we need to do massive, more bigger deals. When Excite Capital started, we couldn't do more than a deal that was bigger than, 15 million, $20 million. Soon we expanded and we were up to 40 million. Now, if a deal is up to 100 million, I have confidence that we could take it down. But that did not start right away. And for you, it may start with 2 million, it may start with 5 million, it may, whatever it is, we want to I teach you the methodical approach that we learned over time to be able to take these deals down. And so, Tenny, I'm just going to have Tenny make some brief comments about, for active investors, what are some of the jams that we've used at Excite Capital to find the deal. And then I'm going to have Leslie just follow up there and go through some of these other points about evaluating the deal and doing the due diligence, raising capital and closing the deal, and eventually executing the business plan to deliver returns. And we're going to do that hopefully within the next 5 minutes, and very shortly introduce you to the course and take some questions. Go for it, Tenny.
Thanks, Dr. Oni. Yeah, so about the deal in this course, we're going to share with you all some of the strategy we've developed over the years on how we basically find deals. We've been able to, with time, build a great reputation in the industry on how we evaluate and find deals in the marketplace. So one of the things that we're going to be sharing with you all in this course is, how do you identify the market that you want to buy a deal in? What are some of the demographic data you look for before you buy the deal or before you start evaluating the deal? How do you find the brokers that are the top brokers in that market, and why do you want to work with them? In the course, we're going to share with you all some of the strategy that we use at Excite Capital to be able to identify these brokers and how we build relationship with them. We're going to give you guys step by step how you communicate with these brokers, how you initiate the conversation, and how you take the conversation from an initial part to when you start seeing deals. And then another thing that we can do in the course too is to share with you when you see the deals, what are some of the things you need to start looking for? What are some of the documents you need to request from the broker in order for you to actually do an underwriting of the deal? Those are some of the things that we're going to be sharing with you all as regards to finding deals. And the strategy that we're sharing are unique to Excite Capital. This is something that we thought about, put it to work, and it's been working for us here as Excite Capital. A lot of the deals we've done is being with some of this strategy that we're going to be sharing in this course. Also, we're going to share some more information about due diligence. What are some of the due diligence you do when you want to buy a property as an active investors? What kind of due diligence do you do? You know, we have financial audits, we have physical inspection, we have you going in and touring the property yourself. We have the macroeconomics, like Dr. Oni mentioned, the shopping of comps. What are some of the other properties around the property you're trying to buy? What are their rents looking like, right? So in this course, we're going to share with you all some of the tools and resources that you can use to do a proper due diligence to make sure when you acquire a deal, the deal meets a lot of your metrics that you're looking to execute. I'm going to pass it on to Leslie now.
All right. Before I even go in and start talking about raising capital, I'm just gonna piggyback a little bit to our motivation for creating this. Because when we started the business, we signed up for a bunch of different courses. Like an example, I remember we signed up for one course and we went on this course. These guys, they go all over the country and they're teaching the course. And they're giving us a script to go talk to the broker. And they're giving everybody that same script. And we went out and started using that script. And some brokers were laughing. And we came back and said, hey, Tenny, like, what's going on here? Why is this broker laughing? And then we thought about it. Like, these guys are going around the country and teaching everybody the same line, and we're calling the same brokers. So at some point, the brokers just understand that, hey, what weekend course did this guy go to that is calling me and having these conversations? So this is some of the frustrations that we encountered in the industry that we're trying to change with this. And because of that, we had to develop our own unique strategies on how we do everything, from finding the deals to the way we build relationship with our brokers to evaluating and performing due diligence, even the way we raise capital from investors, the way we build relationship with capitals. I'm going to be proud to say that we've developed some innovative strategies and are leading the industry, and that has seen us to be able to gain like a significant amount of success. We want to see members of our community getting that success as well. That is the reason why we started Excite Capital in the first place. And we've been teaching this to a lot of people for over the years. And a lot of people have reached out to us and say, why don't we have something that is more structured, more organized, that we could give this value to? So in this course, we intend to deliver as much value on how you raise capital, how you're able to identify those investors that are unique to you, that are unique to your strength, how you could build that community of investors and provide a significant amount of value to your investors so that they can be raving fans for you and follow you through every deal. And the more value you're able to provide as an operator is the more value you're able to get to yourself. Like one wise person once said that the fastest way of getting what you want is to find somebody else that wants exactly that and give it to them. So that has been our philosophy at Excite Capital. We know that by identifying people that want what we want and give it to them, like you guys want to learn about multifamily, giving you that knowledge, is going to help us grow as well. So this course is a way of doing that. You're going to learn how to execute a business plan. The same strategies that we use to execute that business plan and deliver 30% average on our returns over 21 months to our investors. The same strategy that we've been able to execute and using to stabilize deals right now that we acquired that were unstable. So we're gonna give you everything that we own, like every information that we give, and help you to be successful from the beginning of your strategy to the end. And as a passive investor, this course also gives you the tools not to make bad investment decisions. Multifamily has been hot over the last 5 years, but now we're starting to hear the scary stories. We've heard about investors that have lost their money, that went after high returns or anybody promising them whatever they had to do, and they went and invested and lost their money. Now we decided to create an education platform that will provide you with information and tools that you could use to evaluate every deal to see if it's the right investment for you. So you're not just investing and you risk losing your money. So that has been our motivation behind this, and those are some of the things that you're going to gain by being part of our Multifamily 101. And we're just getting started. We're going to keep updating it with more tools, bringing in some exciting stuff. So yeah, so that's what I got. I'll pass it back over to you, Dr. Oli.
Thank you. And yeah, and this is Dr. Nkem Eziamama, who is an excited investor and just an incredible dynamic individual. Also, she's the CEO of Phoenix Capital. She says it herself. She was skeptical initially about multifamily investing. But guess what? We walked her through, we held our hands as much as we could, but most importantly, she took action. So she was just unbelievable, and just ran out there, did what she needed to do, and just kept working. And when she had questions, she reached out to us. When she needed to use any resource we had on our platform, we were happy to share it with her. And now she's the CEO of her own company, investing in multifamily deals even outside of us. So she's truly an example of what we hope to create on a massive scale with this efforts. And I think we only just getting started with her. Eventually, we'll be taking billion-dollar portfolios together, with Dr. Nkem, and also with other investors. Hopefully, many of them from the XI Capital platform. We have big dreams, but we don't get there without us all working together. And this is my hope. So with what you've heard so far, I'm hoping that you kind of have an idea of what type of investments you interested in. Do you think you're a passive investor or an active investor? If you can post in the comment, just drop a comment in the comment, passive or active, whatever it is. It would be nice to get a sense of who we have in the room. So please, I'll give you about 2 seconds to do that. Okay, that was 2 seconds. Yeah, let's move right on. So I'm trying to access the chat right now. For some reason, this is not letting me.
Let me help you out. We have Dick Kimbang active, James Jarmon active, Marcus Stanford active, Macy is passive, Tenny is active, and Anthony dropped a question about. I guess we can answer that questions when we get to the questions part.
Fantastic. It sounds like the people we have in the audience today are mostly active, which is fantastic. Perfect.
Anthony James wants to start passive, then move to active.
Beautiful. This is great. So someone start passive, move to active. That's the pathway that we took. Someone to dive right in and just go active. Why not? I think that's completely acceptable too. For attendees of this particular meeting today, if you just scan that code that I have up there, you can start your Multifamily 101 journey too. We are just getting a pre-list, a list before the launch. We're going to be launching on November 30th. And prior to that, we want you to just put your name down, because if you are if you do scan that code and put your name down as somebody who is interested in the course, then you get a sneak peek of a module prior to the launch. And in addition to the Multifamily 101 course, we're also going to be launching a multifamily group coaching, and where we're going to be having bi-weekly meetings with a group. In addition to that, we'll also have a more focused one-on-one multifamily coaching program, which is going to be you and the leadership of XI Capital, and we'll essentially do something very similar to what we've done with someone like Dr. Nkem Eziamama, where we literally there every step of the way with you. We're able to help you kind of create KPIs and keep you on track. And as far as you're willing to do the work, then we will make sure that we do everything in our power to set you off on your great and active multifamily real estate journey. Now, I can tell you that we have gotten quite a bit of interest for that particular coaching. So we're not going to take everybody that is interested, because we are very invested in the success of whoever decides to join us on this coaching journey. So we want to make sure that it's people who actually want to absolutely do this, and that they have the tools necessary. They have they're ready to commit to like the time, energy, the resources that are going to be required to go on this journey. Because when it's all said and done, we really want it to be a significant value add to whoever is joining, and to make sure that people are achieving extreme success. Because it's only if you are successful, that's the only way that we are able to fully expand this and continue to grow our educational platform. So that's the goal, that's the hope, and we hope that you join us in this journey. And with that, I'll say thank you.
Just
And
to
let
add, we're limiting the one-on-one just to 10 people, 10 groups. And even the group coaching, we're limiting that number as well, because we just want to take people that we could purely pour into and not over burden ourselves. So once that is filled up, the program is shut down, at least for the first cohort. Then we'll reevaluate later.
Wonderful. Yep. And yeah, do we have any questions?
Dr.
Yes.
Julius, sorry, Leslie, I just wanted to point out, you guys, if you weren't able to scan the QR code, I also dropped a link in the chat. You can click on that and sign up for the pre-launch as well. So either one, it's the same thing. You can either scan the QR code or just go ahead and click on that link in the chat. Sorry,
Beautiful.
Leslie.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Anthony James have a series of questions. I'm going to start with the first one. It says your website says you're headquartered in Colombia, MD, but is the U.S. company owned and operated? I believe he wanted to ask if this is a U.S. open company that is owned.
I think it's mixing Colombia. Is it missing Colombia?
No, he has Colombia MD. Yes,
MD.
it is a U.S. Company registered in the state of Maryland, and we do business in the U.S. only.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And next question is which legal and security license do you have in place?
Which legal and security license? No, we
Yes,
are.
yes. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so we are not legal professionals, and we don't have any securities license.
So we use a securities attorney that drafts our PPM and all of our organizing documents. Yes, we do offer securities, but we don't need to have a security license in place in order to offer the securities. As long as everything is done by a securities attorney according to SEC standards, which is what we do.
Yeah, I think if the question is, how do we navigate the legal aspects of multifamily investing and things of that nature, we have lawyers that do that.
Okay, thank you.
But we ourselves are not lawyers.
The next question is, what are the governing bodies which oversee this type of business model?
The governing bodies.
Well,
So this type of business.
As far as the industry goes.
Go ahead, Anthony. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, as far as the industry goes, is there, I'm in healthcare, right? So I know everything as far as compliance goes for operating a healthcare services company. So I'm just asking the same for you all.
I don't think there's anybody that actually regulates.
There is the SEC does with our exemptions.
No. I'm talking about education.
Okay.
Except if I'm mistaken on what Anthony is asking. I think he's asking about the educational platform. If you're asking about our business model, the SEC regulates what we do with multifamily investing. But I think I may just be confused about, because this particular workshop is specific to the educational platform. So Anthony, just clarify for me, are you talking about our multifamily investing in general, or are you talking about just the education?
Yes, the investing in general, like Leslie was speaking.
Yeah. So that's SEC manages that.
Okay, thank you.
Security and Exchange Commission. Yep.
And how is our money protected?
Oh, great. So like now he's definitely asking about investments. Yeah. So your money is protected by obviously um the confidence that you have in the active investors. That's bottom line what it is. That one, you're going to be signing a subscription agreement, an operation agreement, and a private placement memorandum that describes in significant details how your monies are going to be spent, and also what you are getting for it. You know, you're essentially buying a portion or a fraction of ownership in a multifamily real estate entity. That's essentially what you're buying. So if you invest, you join in a property ownership group. And so, the biggest risk that anyone does when you invest your money is that you can lose it. That's the biggest risk. That's just a fact. And no one can guarantee that you cannot lose that money. Anyone that does that, they are lying to you, and you should definitely never invest with them. But with that, also, it's very clear that without risk, there's no reward. The only way you can make sure that that money is absolutely safe is to keep it in your savings account. But actually, with that, you're still losing value every year with inflation. So you got to pick your poison. Do you really want to, in a methodical way, invest your money, or do you just want to keep it under the bed? I think that is an individual decision. Our job at Excite Capital is to share our core values with you, our core values of honesty and integrity, our core values of perseverance and determination, our core values of humility, our core values of tenacity, of just persistence, our core values of daring to be unique. We need to share those core values with you and say, you know what, this is who we are. And on a consistent basis, actually prove it to you and earn your trust. That is our job. But when it comes down to it, we practice radical transparency. We tell you right from the start, like, yes, we are honest and have integrity. We have a growth and abundance mindset. We are persistent and determined. Yes, we are humble. Yes, we daring to be unique every single time. But there's no way we can still guarantee that the guarantee your investment. We could just educate you about the things that we've learned and how we are showing up every day to make sure that we are preserving our investors' capital, which is the number one goal. And then second goal is to grow that capital. That's exactly what we've done so far. That's what we plan to continue doing. Thank you.
And just to add, Anthony, that question is actually one of the motivations behind us creating like a passive investor track on this course, because unfortunately, there's some investors that have lost capital on some of their deals. And if the minor due diligence from the investor side was done, some of this might have been avoided, right? So because so we want the investors to be educated as much as possible so they could make those decisions. So your money is always at risk when you invest in this asset. So but by educating yourself and knowing how to analyze these assets, you diminish the risk to next to zero, because these are hard, solid assets. And when you invest in hard, solid assets in great markets with great operators, your chances of losing your investment is very, very low.
Very low.
Okay, so Leslie, speaking to that, were you saying a minute ago that unfortunately some investors lost money on the passive side or the
Yes.
passive
Yes.
or the investing
Yes.
side?
There was a very popular case in Texas where an operator abandoned a 3,000 unit portfolio in Texas, and all the investors, all the passive investors, lost their money on that.
It wasn't one of your deals, correct?
No.
Okay, I thought you were speaking to one of your deals where you lost.
No. All of our deals are performing very well in this market. Again, what I'm saying is we've had people within our community that have gone and invested outside, and they've had some issues, and they've come back to us and say, guys, we really appreciate what you guys are doing, how conservative you are. So we want to educate them, right? Because we're not going to have a deal every single time, right? Like this whole year, we've not closed the deal. So if you're a part of the community and you want to go invest somewhere else, at least have that prerequisite knowledge to be able to make those decisions so you pick good investments.
Yeah,
Okay.
that I think that was the point we were trying to make. That listen, we're not saying that you need to invest with us all the time or anytime, but if you're going to be part of our community, we definitely want to arm you with the tools that you need to have before going out there and investing with whoever you decide to invest with, be it us or any other person. That's it. That's the bottom line.
Next question from Anthony is like, who financially backs Excite Capital?
We do. No, so our investors and us. I mean, we have skin in the game. Every deal that we do, we invest in it. We are also, we are professionals too. So I'm an orthopedic surgeon. Leslie is an anesthetist. Tenny is a cybersecurity consultant. We have jobs too, just like our investors. This is why this is almost like a for us by us type of situation, because we know exactly the pains of having a W-2 job, a 1099 job, a business, all of those things combined. And we know how hard you work for your capital. And so that's why it's important to us to always make sure that we put your interest first and make sure that we as a collective are growing our wealth together, because every single deal that we present to our community of investors, we also invest in. No questions.
Okay, thank you.
And it says
Next one, you already answered.
what type of guarantees and assurances are in place?
Yeah, you've answered that one already.
Okay. And do you have preferred partners for managing and maintaining the properties, and preferred partners for insuring the properties?
That's a great question. I love that question. Yes, we have a third-party property manager on every single one of our deals. Our job as owner operators is to actually manage the managers. So for every single property we actually have property managers in there that are working and seeing to the day-to-day activities of the property. They're helping us implement our business plan on that property. Our job is to come up with the KPIs, the key performance metrics or indicators that we need them to stay on top of. We literally chart out what the business plan is going to be. If the business plan is for 3 years, we know exactly where we need to be in 3 years. We know based on that, we could reverse engineer it and know exactly where we need to be in 2 years, 1 year, every quarter, down to the month, down to the week. And every week we meet with each one of them and then try to figure out, if we are tracking with that business plan. And if we are not, what are the things that we could put in to mitigate those risks and continue to get back on track. That's essentially what we do. With regards to insurance, every single one of these properties has to have an insurance. It's not a question. It is part of what we underwrite. So the property itself, thankfully, also pays for the insurance for the property. This is why this is essentially buying businesses. This is the old goal is to go and improve the expenses, meaning reduce the expenses as much as possible while still operating a fantastic business, and then increase the revenues as much as possible. And then that delta between the revenue and the expenses is called the net operating income. That net operating income, that's what we're trying to grow, because that ultimately determines the value of the property, just like any other business. And so, yeah, the insurance is part of the expenses column on the balance sheet of the property.
All right. Those are some really great questions. And I think the final one is, how is customer service handled for tenants living in the properties?
That's great. So one of the most beautiful things about what we do is that we are not just generating income for investors. We are actually also creating fantastic living spaces for tenants in all of the properties that we are on our investors call home. So one of the ways that we do that is we work through the property managers to create, frequent events for the tenants. We get constant surveys from the tenants trying to figure out what are the things that you need. There are times when we've gotten requests for bike racks, for a bus stop for the kids, for an update of the workout space, for a redo of the clubhouse, and then we include that as part of the business plan. Because what we want are tenants that are excited about living in an exciting property. And I would actually encourage you, Anthony, to look at one of our properties called the Ascend the Stone Mountain. In this property, when we bought it, it was like it was pretty beat up. And if you see the transformation that's occurred in it right now, it's incredible. Yeah, and we are more than happy to even have you fly down there, check it out if you want to. Same thing with the view that we end up selling. We bought it. It was called Churchill at St. Andrews. You could, type in that into the internet and look at what that looks like when we bought it. And now, I mean, by the time we sold it, that particular deal actually won a beautification award. I mean, the tenants loved it. And now we've sold it to another team, a pension plan that is doing well with it. So we care about our tenants, and that's why we make sure that we have a top-notch property manager in place to always address their concern on demand.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Oni.
Anytime, my brother.
Those were some fantastic questions, Anthony. Thank you so much for asking all this question and engaging. And if you are an active investor or like a prospective active investors, you can see how well Dr. Oni answered those questions, and that is what this course is going to prepare you to have that knowledge and experience to be able to do this for more communities as well. So, guys, we need more people on the multifamily train and doing it the right way and serving our community the right way. That is what Excites Multifamily 101 is created for. So if you are interested in becoming a passive investor or an active investor, go ahead and scan the QR code. There's going to be some exciting updates and exciting bonuses that come along with this course. And we look forward to having you all as part of this platform and contributing to your growth.
Absolutely. And thanks for that wonderful compliment, Leslie. But I just have to say, in 2019, I was just as clueless as anyone who is clueless on this call about multifamily investing. But and when we were designing this course and we're coming up with a plans for it, what we wanted to do was create something that we wish we knew, create something that we wish we had when we were started. Leslie and Tanny actually asked they were at least in the game a little bit before me, and they were part of my education. But I wished that at some point back then that I just had one place where I could just go sit down and just go through some courses and just really get some idea of how to even get started. And that's what I hope this course does for you. And I hope it gets you started in a meaningful way on your journey to multifamily real estate success. And my hope is that we're right there alongside of you, cheering you on, partnering with you in achieving success alongside you. Thank you so much, everyone. And with that, I think it's 7 o'clock, so we should wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We cannot say thank you enough. We know you could be anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with us. We don't take that for granted. Once again, next month, first Monday of the month, we'll be right here doing this again. It will be another fantastic meetup. And at that point, the course will be launched, and hopefully everybody will be engaging with the material by that time. So thank you, everyone, and have a beautiful, beautiful night.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
There's somebody raised their hand. Dr. Nkem raised their hand.
As your mama raised her hand, please join us. Dr. Nkem, please say what you have to say. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, I thought we were going to have the other portion. I was going to say something, but I hope not a ton of people left. I'm just leaving work. But I just wanted to say congratulations, you guys. I'm excited for this course. I think it's going to be fantastic. And I think that it's exactly what people need, especially people who are starting out. So I just wanted to say I'm just so encouraged and so proud of what you guys are doing. And it's so awesome to kind of watch and see where you're going, how far you are, and just knowing that like this is something that I can reach, attain, and then pass. So I'm just really excited. I want to say congratulations. And if anyone is like interested in it, I think it's going to be a fantastic add to your growth.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate those
Thank you, sir. Thank you as well. Yes.
Thank you. And guess what? The key word there is pass. I love it. I think that's what I'm open to for, because guess what? With our core value of growth and abundance, we just believe that there's more than enough out here for all of us to grow, thrive, and do amazingly well. And
Right.
and with your talents and your drive and your focus, I have no doubt that you will be there before you know it. So yeah, and we hope to create even more folks just like you, who are like, driving and taking charge of their futures. So thank you.
All right. Thank you all.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Hey,
Good night.
good night.